Hi, this is Kara with Face Paint Fun by Kara, and today I have an adorable little Tsum Tsum design. So we're going to use DFX's Happy Birthday Rainbow Cake. This is my first chance to use this cake. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's adorable. Oh my gosh, the colors just blend so nicely. So we're just going to tap the sponge over my eye in a mask shape. And I don't know about you guys, but I have been booked at least 2 or 3 times for Tsum Tsum themed birthday parties, so I just thought it would be fun to show you one of my favorite characters. We're going to do Rapunzel and her little friend Pascal. So I'm just going to sprinkle some pretty pink glitter over the whole mask while the paint is still wet, and then just clean up the edges with an unscented baby wipe. Okay, so now we're going to take BAM Stencil 1035 and we're just going to load up a sponge with really light purple. This is Crinoline. It's light purple, and we're just going to tap it over your eye, just some sticky paint, making sure your sponge isn't too wet. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then just down the bridge of my nose. And the next stencil I'm going to use was a free stencil with order from Face Paint Forum Shop, but you can also buy this as a boost stencil in the Daisy set. I'm just going to take it around each side, going up farther on one side and down lower on the other, just to add some asymmetrical interest. Okay, now these little Tsum Tsum guys are just ovals. They're little plushies, or you can get them as little toys, little plastic toys, and those little blind bags that kids love to open. I know I have a 6-year-old that is just in love with little Tsum Tsums. So they're just like little oval characters, and they're just plushy and adorable. So little Rapunzel, we're just going to shape her head and give her ears. And all these little Tsum Tsums have these little hands or legs that kind of hang down. So now we're just going to define her hair, tucking one side behind the ear and swooping the other over her forehead. And then we'll just flick out to form her braid. And then their little eyes are just little round dots. So just with the really well loaded low Cornell, I'm using a number 5 here with some Wolf black paint. And I didn't even load this little low Cornell. It's a number 2, I think, just to flick out the eyelashes. I just used the paint that I'd already dotted on, and then I loaded some brown and just arch her little eyebrow over, and then we're just going to use the same brown to just define her hair. Dragging a line back to make her part, and just tucking that behind her ear, and then just some crisscross motions to define her braid. And I did not want this design to get too harsh, so I'm just using the brown to give a very subtle outline to the rest of her shape. I'm just going to form her nose. I had outlined it in orange. I felt like it was just too bright, so I went in and just did that with brown as well. So these little Tsum Tsum guys are stackable, and if you have them, you stack them. So we're going to stack Pascal right on top of Rapunzel. So just start by forming a circle and give a little point up, because Pascal is a chameleon, so he has that little crest. And then we're just going to drag his little chameleon mouth over in an arch shape. Dot in 2 tiny little nostrils. And then a series of 3 dots going up over his crest. And I just gave him a little outline. I just outlined the top of his body. I didn't even take it the whole way down. And Pascal has those big chameleon eyes. So with some Wolf White on a low Cornell, I'm using my number 5 again. Loaded really well so that it completely covers the light green that we used. And I just used Crinoline light green for Pascal. And since I have my brush really well loaded, I'm going to dot in some cute little white flowers throughout Rapunzel's hair. And now that Pascal's eyes are dry, I'm going to give him his little chameleon pupils. Just kind of place them close together. And then that's it for Pascal. Now we're just going to define the whole mask. And I'm just taking a series of curls, that's a double one, and then some teardrops in towards the bridge of my nose. Everything's pointing in one direction, just to frame the mask out. And then just some series of teardrops going in toward my eye. And then do the same thing on the other side, more or less, just to balance the design out. And then just continuing with that double curl that I had on the other side. Teardrops in through my eye, and then another series of them coming up towards the bridge of my nose. Just frame your face, and it just looks flattering if the teardrops kind of get smaller as they go in. There we go. And then I just filled in with some dots and some starbursts anywhere I thought that there was some blank space that needed some interest, and the starbursts just do a lot to make it more magical. And anytime there's a princess involved, I throw those puppies in. So there's my cute little Tsum Tsum design, and I hope you like it, and thank you for watching.